I want to have a conversation about self-care. You know, Men in general don't do a good job at self-care. And we don't know how to do that. We've not been trained to do that. And self-care is not sitting around on a couch drinking a beer, right? Self-care is not exclusively that. It may include a portion of that, but it is not exclusively that. Self-care is bigger than that. And I just got to stress to you, and I want to give you a couple of ways to sort of model self-care or do self-care, but you can't really care about yourself if you don't know yourself. So one of the reasons why men in general, maybe fathers, typically fathers, have not discovered self-care is because the environment does not breed time to get to know yourself so that you can discover what you care about, what you experience as caring, and be able to make that a permanent part of your life. But before we get that deep, let me just dig into a little bit of some just really transcendent ways to give yourself self-care. Number one, let's deal with your body. So sleep can be a form of self-care. Get you some rest. I mean real rest, my brothers. I mean, get yourself more than 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That is a form of self-care. Your body doesn't even know what it's like to shut down because you have not gotten any rest. So sleep is a huge form of self-care. Let me say uninterrupted, undisturbed sleep. So a cheat code for this is to give your mind permission to focus on something peaceful so that your body can slow down. Give your mind something peaceful to focus on so that your body can slow down. Get you some headphones and listen to some peaceful music, some affirmation that gives your subconscious an opportunity to not be arrested by all the other things you need to do. That's a cheat code. It could just be sound. And they've done a study that pitch and movement and instrumentation contribute to relaxation, which contributes to real rest. Some of y'all just need to take a rest retreat where you disconnect from everything and you go and you just get some rest. Somebody prepares your meal so you don't have to do that. Somebody gives you something nurturing to drink that does not change the real chemistry of your body and gives you an opportunity to just simply sleep when you want to. And you'll need a few days in that trip to adjust so that your body actually realizes that it's time to go to sleep. All right? Not stumbling asleep, not passing out, but going to sleep. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do that. Get you a nice soft bed, get you some fragrances in the air, get you a nice massage, and get yourself some sleep. First form of self-care. Second form of self-care is fitness. Move your body in a way that causes your muscles not to atrophy. Get a good sweat in. Within your physical ability, get you some self-care. There's a form of self-care is to take care of your body. You only get one. And you might be at the stage in your life where you've done a lot of damage to your body. Your body is taking on a whole bunch of labor. You may have some different, mobility issues. You may have a different ability in your body, but you can still do some self-care. You want to do light self-care, one that doesn't immediately stress your body out, but may cause you to breathe a little bit more intentionally. Swim. It's a form of self-care. Just get in there and try to swim. If you don't know how to swim, take swimming classes. But water actually decreases some of the pressure and intensity that you experience in a gym environment. So you may want to get a fitness habit. Okay, it's a form of self-care. The third thing is, and listen to me, this is actually really important. Somebody said this to me and I stole this from someone, but what about eating? So when you look at ancient religious traditions, particularly Buddhist, people who practice a peaceful and meditative state, you will discover that they pay attention to what they consume. Because if what they have consumed has experienced violence in its preparation, some of that, they say, transfers to the person who is consuming it. And so you've heard this term, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Well, if that chicken got his head cut off and was prepared violently, some of that violence still exists in the food. And so they teach that you have to mindfully consume your food. And if you are mindful, sometimes the energy, the stress that was in that particular food will not transfer to you because you've been mindful about it. They also tell you, I was reading a book, and they tell you in the Buddhist tradition to eat slower because that is a type of self-care. So you can taste all of the wonder that went into its prep. So you chew longer. You count your chews. It's a form of self-care. All right? But I said I was going to come back to something that I want to be sure you get. You cannot care for what you do not know. You cannot care for what you do not know. And so this becomes an opportunity for you to get to know you as a prerequisite for self-care. Jumping into self-care without knowing the one that you're caring for creates hazards, creates unintended results, creates letdowns. It's like an investment in helping someone without asking them how they would be helped. I remember buying a gift for somebody that I cared about without asking them what kind of gift they would appreciate. And I went and spent all of this money because I then said, if I spend more, they will appreciate the amount that I spent. But that's not true. Just like you won't experience more self-care based on the amount of money that you would spend on the care. You have to take the time, my brother, to get to know yourself so that you can know the things that you enjoy. And experimenting can be really risky. So, who are you and what do you like? What do you think will bring the most joy? And I'll be honest with you, there was a moment where I couldn't answer that question that made me feel really bad. I felt like something was wrong with me because I couldn't answer, well, what do you like to do? Because I was so used to doing what other people like to do. Well, what will you enjoy? And I was so used to finding fun in other people's fun. And I did not take the time to survey myself. Get to know yourself. And then create positive self-care habits. That'll change your life. I hope you've experienced this, my brother, as something helpful to you. And I look forward to continuing this particular process, man. All right. I'll talk with you guys.